Today we're going to look at how to reference in your assignments and avoid plagiarism in order not to get 0 for a question. So first of all, when you write an assignment, you have to use your own words. But you still need to reference the source you used. If you write word for word, or even if you use your own words but you do not reference or you do not acknowledge your source, then it's considered plagiarism and you will get 0. So what is plagiarism? Plagiarism is when you use somebody else's work in your essay as if it's your own work. So first I would like you to only use your MO document and your textbook as sources. The reason is there's a lot of information out there on the internet and you might not use the correct information. I see a lot of students that use the wrong information they found on the internet. Plus, during the exams, you'll not have access to the internet. So you need to focus on your MO document and your textbook. So first you will have to read the question and then find the answer in your textbook. After you read it a couple of times, you make sure you understand it, then you close your textbook and you start writing your answer in your own words. So when I'm writing in my own words, but this research that was done was not my own, I still have to reference it. So for instance, the following paragraph that we see here, I found in the textbook on page 30, and I want to rewrite this in my own words. So the textbook said, a way of thinking about this in terms of a trade-off between the conventional economic output, conventional goods and services such as cars, loaves of bread, insurance policies, etc., and environmental policies. So I'm going to write this over in my own words. You see, it looks a lot different than the quote. This is because I read it a couple of times until I understood what was said in the textbook, and then I rewrote it, explaining it in my own words. But the reference was still, or the work was still done by the authors of the textbook, so I have to reference them. And then at the end of the sentence, I put the reference, which I'm going to write field and field 2013 and then my page number. So that's how, and then a full stop at the end of the sentence. So that's how referencing looks. I'm going to show you how to reference exactly, because there's a very specific way a reference should look. Let's look at a couple of examples. For example, firstly, a book or an article with a single author. So only one guy wrote the book. You start with the guy's or the author's surname, the year in which it was written, and then colon and the page number. So meaning, I have a couple of examples here. Here's a book on the internet. The title is Understanding Environmental Pollution. It was written by Marquita K. Hill, and I'm going to show you how to reference this book. So first of all, I'm going to start with the author's surname. It's Hill. Then I'm going to have a look at what year it was published. Now you can page to the second page of any book. You'll find a page similar to this one, and there you'll see all the information you need, including the year is 2004. Put a colon, and let's say the information I've used in this book is on page let's say 3. So I used something over here on page 3, then I just write 3 end of bracket. So this is how I would reference that book. Let's look at the next book. This is a book with or article with 2 authors. For example, the textbook. It's also the example I'm going to use. So page to your textbook, or look at your textbook. On the cover page, you'll see at the top there are 2 authors, Barry C. Field and Martha K. Field. So that's why I write only the surname, because you start with surname and surname. They are husband and wife, that's why they have the same surname. Then I say and Field, Field. Then page to the third page, you'll see on the left hand side there's a McGraw-Hill logo, and on the right hand there's the words to our parents and children. Now have a look at the left side of the page. You'll see it was published in the year 2013, and let's say the information I've used was on page 30. There's a semicolon there that shouldn't be there. Right. Okay, and that's how it looks when I reference a book with two authors. The next one we call a corporate author. So meaning it's not an individual who wrote it, but it was published by a company. So over here I have a report by the WWF, the Worldwide Fund of Nature. You'll see the report is it's actually about South Africa. So let's say I want to use information on this report over here somewhere. I want to use information about our fisheries. Then after I wrote it, I wrote in brackets the Worldwide Fund for Nature. That's their name in full. Okay. And then same line, we just shift this. Okay, it's a bit more space, and then I just use the date on this report, which is 2014. So right here, 2014, end of brackets. Now you do not have to write out the name in full every single time. It takes place too much space, and it just takes too much time. So the first time you write it out in full, and then every other time you use the abbreviation. So you use WWF 2014. Or for example, another source, maybe you use the World Bank and a report of 2007. Every other time you can just write World Bank 2007. Or for instance, you use United Nations. First time you write it out, let's say 2015, and then every other time you just use the abbreviation, just to save some space and time. So this is how it looks in the text. We call it intertext referencing. But at the end of every assignment, I also want you to write all the sources in a type of a bibliography. Now, bibliography is just a list of the sources you use, so it has to correspond with the ones used in the intertext. I'm going to show a couple of examples here. It gets a bit more complicated, but it's not too bad. So first of all, let's look at a book written by one author. You start with the surname of the author, then the initials, all the initials, then the year it was written, name of the book, publisher, and publisher location. So let's have a look again at our book, Understanding Environmental Pollution. So first of all, it was written by Martha K. Hill. So I'm going to write over here, Hill, not in brackets. This is just a list. Then comma, M, full stop, K, full stop. I know it was written in 2004, so I'm writing 2004, full stop. The name of the book, Understanding Environmental Pollution. So if you are typing it, you can make this in italics, Otherwise, when you're writing it, you can just write okay, write it in one line. I just don't have space. Then full stop again. The name of the publisher, we see it over here, it's Cambridge University Press, but you'll also see it on this page, published by the Press Syndicate of the University of Cambridge. and then below Cambridge University Press. So it's Cambridge, write it out in full, University Press, and then colon, the publishers were, the published location is Cambridge, so then Cambridge. Alright, that's how it looks. So let's just type it over to keep it neat. And there we go, that's how it should look. Now let's do the next one. The next one is I'm going to use the textbook as an example because it has multiple authors. It has 2 authors. So you start with the first author's surname, which is in this case Field, and then comma, first initial B for Barry, C, full stop, and you just make this little and sign, the other author, Field, comma, M, Martha, full stop, Gay, full stop. Then the year it was published, we know it's 2013. The name of the book, if there's a edition, in this case there is, you say 6th edition, you can just say 6th ed, that's fine. Then you put a full stop over there, you give the publishers, it's McGraw-Hill, and the place where it was published, you put a colon, and then just put the place where it was published, Singapore. Right. Let's just type that out. Alright. Lastly, if you use a website, for instance, I'm using the website of Environmental Affairs. So here's the website. Now I want to use an article over here of trading red-eared slider turtles in South Africa. I see it was written in 19 November 2015. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first write the name of the organization. We see it's Department Environmental Affairs. The year of this article is 2015. Then you write the words accessed online. Then you you copy and paste this whole thing, the full link between this brackets, the full link, copy and paste it, and then you write the words date access, and you write today's date. So today's date, let's say it's the 1st of December 2015. And that's how you reference websites. I hope you've learned more about referencing. Have a look in your tutorial 101 for more examples, and please ask if you don't understand anything.